All right, part three. Thank you very much for stopping into Adventures of the Broken Retired. Um, I'm Don. I'll be your host today, um, telling stories and just kind of talking. Uh, if you would please, if you find the content worthy, please like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and comment. Excuse me, and share if you want to. That'd be great too. That like and sharing and commenting and subscribing thing, that is the lifeblood of YouTubers. It's so important. I don't know how all this stuff works. I've only been doing it for a couple. In fact, tomorrow will be 2 weeks. I've only been doing it for a couple of weeks, but you learn pretty quick if you start looking deeper. Oh, did I say about hitting the notification bell? And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you'll be made aware of when the new videos come out and you don't miss anything. Thank you. I appreciate you putting up with that spiel at the beginning and end of everything, but it's important to do. Anyway, so I was working at a different Dodge dealership. This was early 80s. I was a service writer at another Dodge dealership. And the oil field was still pretty active around here at this time. And there was a lot of hotshot trucks. And Dodge made a cab and chassis with I think it was a 360 they put in them. And a lot of guys had the Dodge trucks for hotshot trucks because they had the best warranty, best powertrain warranty. I think it was 5 years, 50,000 miles, which was unheard of. It might have been during the 770 days. I don't recall. But either way, so I get a customer come in one day, and his name was Jeppy. He comes in one day, and he's got a hotshot truck. By the way, hotshot trucks, if you're in the oil field, you got a hotshot truck, you got one little tiny oil leak, or you got you got to get it fixed. You got to get it fixed. Anyway, so he comes in with his truck and the motor's missing real bad. It's got a real bad miss in it, and so I send it back over there to the guy that did most of that engine work, and he said, you got 3 cylinders that are low on compression. I'm sure you probably got burnt valves. We're gonna have to pull this motor down. So I went back out to the customer. I told him what was going on, and he was upset. He made his living working with that truck, and you could look at this guy and see, he appeared to be much older than his age. Does that happen to anybody else, I wonder? Anyway, he appeared to be much older than his age, and he was skinny. And so I told him, I told him, I got to take the truck apart, order parts. Can't order parts without taking it apart because you don't know exactly what you're going to need. It was covered under the warranty. It's no big deal. This was a Friday. I said, take the truck home. I said, it don't matter what you do with it over the weekend because it's going to get torn down Monday anyhow. I said, bring it back to us Monday morning, and we'll tear the motor down and get into it and get it fixed. Have it fixed for you in a week or so, and give you some time off. You could use a little vacation time anyway. And he said, you know what? He said, you're absolutely right. It'll do me some good to get out from that truck for a little while. He said, I'll pass it back over here Monday morning, drop it off to you, and you can have it for the week, and I'll take some time off. I said, good. So, come Monday morning, he's over there at the shop. I write up the service ticket on it. He goes straight from the service aisle to the mechanic's stall, where the mechanic pops up the hood and pulls off the heads, and he has the motor spread all over the place. And lo and behold, at about noon, who shows up? The driver of the truck, Jeppy. And he is losing his mind because he got a call to make a run to Oklahoma that was going to pay him a lot of money. And he wanted to take his truck. And I told him, I said, well, that is not possible. And he got mad at me and started hollering. And, I'm just standing there with my hair blown back, letting him yell because there's nothing else I can do. And, we agreed to what was going to happen. And this guy, and this is absolutely true, This guy is standing there yelling at me, and he's yelling at me so much that his false teeth came out. His false teeth, he spit his false teeth out. And when he did, he reached out and grabbed him halfway to the floor, grabbed him, turned around, stuck him back in, and then came around and started yelling at me again. So when he got done, I said, you can't take your truck. We talked about this. The motor's all over the floor. Even if I wanted to let you take it, which I do, you can't. It's in pieces. But he just couldn't understand that. But the guy was yelling at me so intensely that he actually spit his false teeth out. One more quick story about that same one. They had a body shop in the back. Inside my head, you remember The Exorcist? You remember the scene where they walk into the bedroom and everything is in their room is like flying around in a circle? That's what the inside of my brain is like. There's all this stuff just flying around in a circle, and every once in a while something sticks to the side, and it makes me talk about it. Sit tight just one second. Talking a lot gives me a dry throat, makes me have to cough, and I hate coughing on the camera, so the pause button is really nice to have for that. Anyhow, so we're going to leave for a holiday weekend. I don't remember what holiday weekend, probably Christmas or New Year's, who knows. We're going to leave for a holiday weekend, and every night when we shut the shop down, they always cut the compressors off and drain the compressors. And we had done that. And I was walking back to the, out of the back of the building. I was walking back, going past the body shop where the employee parking was. So I'm walking across the back parking lot over there, and I hear the guy, I hear the compressor bleeding down. So, I was actually leaving a couple minutes late. I hear the compressor bleeding down and everything. And then I hear a bunch of screaming and hollering. Evidently, they had made what you want to call a slight technical error. They had a Dodge 300 convertible, which was a new car at that time. A Dodge one of the K cars, Dodge 300 convertible. They had it up on a rack, and whatever they were doing up on the rack, they had two big jack stands underneath the right-hand side of the car. But the rest of the car was all supported by the lift. Well, nobody had locked the lift, I guess, and the compressor was bleeding down, and that car was coming down, and it was at about a 45-degree angle between the lift going down and still going down, and those jack stands. And the body shop manager he was a little short guy that was like, his mainspring was wound way too tight. Excuse me. He's running over there hollering, and I don't blame the guy because he's about to lose the car that they just finished fixing. They just got it done in the body shop. He's about to lose it upside down on the floor. There was nothing I could do. I was too far away. He was there ahead of me. He ran in there and shut the lift down, locked the lift. So that it stopped coming down. Then he had to go over there and close the drain on the compressor. Then he had to wait for the compressor to build pressure. Then he had to start picking it back up, hoping that it wouldn't fall off the stands. So the whole thing was a comedy show. I mean, it was Larry, Curly, and Moe. Trust me. All I could do was laugh at the situation because thank God it wasn't me who did it. That's all I can tell you. But boy, I tell you, when you walk away from a lift, you better make sure it's locked. Anyway, this is I think this is the third part, is it? Thank you very much for being here. I really do appreciate it. My comments, for the most part, have been really, really wonderful. There's some criticism that's been constructive, which I talked about at the beginning of the first one of this, which has me back a little bit and kind of rearranged a little bit, so I have a little bit more room to work with, which has helped out. Well, I'm pretty comfortable sitting here like this. I was a little compressed before. Thank you so much for all the comments and all the subscriptions and everything. I mean, you all out there have really been nice to me. Have really been good to me, and I really appreciate it. It's very nice of you all to do that. Thank you a whole bunch. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for everything. I'm going to try to do some more adventurous videos as time goes on. I want to let it cool off outside a little bit. It's too hot to be doing anything. So I'm going to do what I can. I'm still having to work, so I am dancing on the edge of retirement, but I still do have to work. Not as much as I used to, which is good. But I'm still going out there. I got to go back to the house in Livingston today, do the floor. I might do a little bit of recording while I'm over there. Show the progress and the plan of what's going on. I've got the floor all back in place and all tacked down. I've cut out the square for the landing at the front door, cut it out symmetrically so that everything matches. Of course, Molly's ready to move back into her house, and I don't blame her. It's taken me forever to do it because, man, I crawl around on my knees for a couple of hours and they turn into mashed potatoes. It's very painful, and I do need to be able to walk. So I'm just doing what I can do. Thank you very much for being here. I really do appreciate it. If you find the content worthy, please like, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you get notified when new videos come out and you don't miss anything that you'd like to see. Thank you very much. Let me try the remote out here.